All right, happy Sunday morning here. It is Sunday, February 1st, 2026. Time and temp, we've got 11, 16, 14 degrees. Let me tell you something about this. It is the coldest 14 degrees of my life. We've had Friday night into Saturday, so I guess early Saturday morning, the low here in Hopewell was negative 17 below zero. I took the dog out after when it was, I didn't take him out in 17 below, but I took him out in like 15 or 14 below a couple hour or two later, and it did not feel this cold. So the wind is just, the wind chill is something else. I don't know what the wind chill is right now, but anyhow, I'm out in the truck. Thank God the truck keeps firing up in these cold temps. No gelling issues or anything like that. Fingers crossed. This week we got a couple of callbacks, which is very rare for us, but it's tough when you have a storm of this caliber. You could only do so much in terms of where you place the snow. We had pre-existing snow, so we had piles before. We had mounds before this where the snow had, just got super hard and frozen, and unfortunately, we have not seen above freezing temperatures in weeks, and it looks like another 2 weeks at least. This week it's going to come close. I think our highest temp we get is 30, which with the sun it will definitely have some melting, but it's not gonna really make a difference. So just a little recap. We have 2 weeks ago, we had a weekend storm, which brought a total of 9 inches. We had two separate storms, I think the 17th and 18th. One was like 6, one was 3 or something like that. But basically, it was like 8 or 9 inches total. Didn't really get any melting during the week. Maybe, let's say, an inch melted off. Let's say we had like 7, 8 inches. Or even if it was 6 inches, which I don't even think it was that low. But then we had the official measurement, and I believe we got more because it felt like more. I've done storms that were bigger, and it felt just as big as this. But the official billable measurement per the National Weather Service, per our contracts, because that's how we bill based on the National Weather Service, train spotters or official measurements, and the official measurement at our location was 16.5 for that storm. So you're talking 16.5 plus, I don't know, 8, which is 2 feet of snow on the ground, right? Easily. Those mounds, like I said, were hard, so I couldn't even, I was thinking I was gonna try and push them back before the snow, and I started in my own driveway, and if I really like push the truck, I could. But I'm not pushing the truck. I'm not trying to break anything. I'm not driving into mounds to try and break anything. Anyway, so what were the callbacks for? Well, one, my longest driveway, that one I got a call back because they had an oil delivery and the oil truck, quote unquote, could not back into the driveway. It was too narrow. They have an extremely narrow driveway. It's very, very long. I'm not sure the exact feet. It's over a quarter mile. It's between a quarter and a half. It's a little over a quarter, but way short of a half mile, just to give you an idea of feet. It's probably like 1,700 feet, somewhere in that realm. Anyhow, but it's very narrow. It's barely the width of the truck and the plow, and the problem is the way the driveway, it's not falling apart in terms of pavement cracking and that sort of thing, but it definitely has, from all the delivery, every delivery truck, pull truck they have, everything has to back to come down the whole thing, right? And over the years, the tire tracks have really gotten a lot lower than the middle of the driveway. So it's really crowned way, 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 way more than it needs to. So that's the other problem, is you're never getting a perfect scrape because you're scraping the top, you're scraping the middle, but the each tire track essentially is a couple inches shorter or lower, deeper, whatever, into the driveway, into the ground. So, but they never complained about that. That's not the problem. They needed it wider. I'm like, listen, I've, just kind of told them straight up, I plowed, I already, you could kind of see where it took up a tiny little bit of the grass, but he said, kind of F the grass, they need heat, which I totally agree. So I kind of went up and made a bunch of passes on one side to really widen that out the best I could. Second call back was from a guy who's they're an older couple, and they've been, I don't think they're like official snowbirds. Like I have a snowbird who doesn't come back till mid-May, but they seem to go on a lot of very extended vacations, like 3-4 weeks at a time, come back for a week, 3-4 weeks at a time, that kind of deal. So they made it very clear they're not coming back till second week of February or something like that. Whatever, I did the driveway the best I could, obviously, make it look like they're home. They wanted one side of their driveway widened. They have an extremely tight driveway. It's so hard to do. I'd rather do that quarter-mile one, because the bigger the driveways are, the easier they are to do. The smaller, the harder. But this one, in terms of, you could maybe fit 4 cars in it, 2 cars by 2 cars. It's probably like one, like in terms of pickup trucks, you could just fit 2. If you have like short economy cars, you could fit 4, maybe like 2 and 2. So one of the sides was, I don't know, not quite the pile. So I tried to push the pile back. I did a little bit, and they had a little bit of blowing and drifting snow onto one of the garage, onto the left side of the garage door, which that was all from after the storm, because we've had very windy days, and the wind just blows the snow from the piles, and it kind of got the garage corner and just piling up a little bit. So whatever, I shoveled that out. I'm like, you're not coming back for weeks, so you don't need that. But their main concern is they weren't getting mail. I guess their daughter lives around, and I'm sure she's picking up their mail. I guess they're not doing a hold or whatever. And the whole time I was like, shit, did I knock over the mailbox? Like whatever. I'm like, I don't think so. But let me go look, let me go deal with it. Mailbox was perfectly fine. Where they live, they have a really, they're gonna cut right in front of me like that. Unbelievable. Snow on top of the car. Hasn't snowed in a week. Oh, God bless them. Subaru drivers. Woo, they're the best. But I was kind of puzzled why they weren't delivering mail, because they were all the way up. The snow was plowed to the curb, and they have like they live in a HOA that has like not just like a regular asphalt curbs, but like they have like nice Belgian block curbs, which are really tall, and it was plowed all the way back to that. So I told them that my neighbor's backing up here. Go ahead. I'm going to tell him, like, listen, here's what I did. I was able to I kind of rode on top of the curb and pushed it back further. It's the best I can do, which is more than enough, but they definitely should be delivering, definitely should be delivering mail. There's really no excuse for the way the mailbox was left, but 100% no excuse now. So, I don't know. We'll see. I have sent them I'm going to send them a bunch of pictures and video. I didn't take any videos, but send them a bunch of pictures. Just let them know that I think some animal did drop a big dump though on that driveway, and I wasn't going to shovel it away though, because that's definitely not my responsibility. But whatever. Anyhow, that's it. Hopefully that It's all for callbacks. I'm gonna get the couple shovels out of this truck right now and put them in the garage, and hopefully there's no snow for a while. The storm that was supposed to hit this weekend went out to sea, so we got absolutely nothing. That's good. The storm that there was a second storm for later in the week, Thursday, that looks like it got pushed to Friday, and it looks like it's just dropping a half an inch, if that. So that's a salt event. We're really, really low on salt. We have basically enough salt to do one more event. So that'll be that event. I did place an order on salt. Then it says it gets delivered next Sunday, which would be totally fine if everything works out. We could have one snow event, I could salt, and then if I could pick up that salt Sunday, if everything works out perfect, that would be fine. I'm just worried it never really works out, you know. I've been going to the hardware stores to see if I can pick up any more in the meantime. One of them, unfortunately, is gouging way too much, so they have it on hand, but it's just not, I'm not paying the markup on it. They have what I have right now. I was able to pay $8.99 a bag for a magnesium blend, which is very good price. The Tractor Supply or somebody usually sells that for like $10.99 a bag. Okay, perfectly fine. That's a great price as is. They're marking it up to $24.99, $25 a bag. No, I don't even get that. Like, that's what I basically charge. I charge more than that to apply, so I'd be losing money. Yeah, so they went to a different hardware store. These guys told me they were supposed to get it in Friday. Today's Sunday. So they're hoping Monday, Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. Maybe I'll go out midweek and see if anybody has salt at a semi-reasonable price. Try and get a few bags until that delivery next Sunday comes, just for a little bit peace of mind. But that being said, see what February brings. January was a crazy month. December was a crazy month. I could see, I don't know if that's really showing, but that's an Explorer, and the snow piles are basically to the roof. I don't know if the angle is capturing that, but you can't even see my mailbox over there. It's way over that knee side. It's crazy. A lot of snow here. A lot of snow. But everybody have a good rest of your winter. I'm sure I'll be back on video.